Hey, okay, so you watch a lot of videos on YouTube giving you advice about hammock camping, and I've done about 5 or 6 now. So I thought I'd actually do a video, because I realised I could flip the camera around on the iPhone, which is handy. So I've been out here overnight on a winter's day in England. That's the United Kingdom. It's in Europe. Just to the west of Asia. And I have I've got a Hennessy hammock. It's a deep jungle hammock which has the dual layer at the bottom, so you can put in padding, which I did for the first few times, and even in summer it was too cold for me. So what I've done is I've bought myself a birthday present in November. My birthday's in November, and that was an incubator from Stormcrow on Hammock Forum, which is hammockgear.com, which is brilliant. Although it does, if you're in the UK like me, you do have to pay a hefty import tax. Sorry, Shug, that was a little bit Shug-esque. Not that I aspire to be like you. But what I've got is one of those underquilts, which is unbelievable, amazing. And I have just got a top quilt. I decided I couldn't afford to get a top quilt from the States, so that sounded more like a States from the States. That was Northern Irish, by the way. So I got my top quilt from UK Hammocks in England, and it was a summer fill, but it actually works for me perfectly, and I sleep pretty cold, so that was great. I've also, as you can see, if I'm pointing the camera, if I just pointed the camera in the right place, you might find I keep looking at myself as well. It's difficult when you're this handsome. So I also got some poles. They were cheap ones that my parents had that don't use anymore, and I say cheap, they're cheap because I got them for free. And that's amazing because I can now set my tarp up and I can see out of it. If you've listened this much, then thank you. My 3 top tips as a relatively newbie at this are: if you're going to hammock camp, get an underquilt, get a top quilt. Is that 1 or 2? Get yourself an underquilt stroke top quilt. 2, nice big tarp is good, even when you don't need it. Makes you feel like you're nice and protected. And 3, get some poles. 4, learn some basic knots because they really help. 5, go to backpackinglight.com. It's an English British website, and their gear it's like if you're setting up a new home, going to John Lewis, because you know all their stuff's good, so you don't need to bother shopping around. Well, backpackinglight.com is the John Lewis of the backpacking world, in that actually it's a lot like John Lewis, in that their stuff's all good, so you don't need to worry about going off and searching on Amazon and whatnot. It's reasonably priced, same as cheap as anywhere else, and they're amazing. Like, service-wise, they not only did they send me a little Happy New Year card with the honey stove that I bought, but they also included a packet of Skittles, which I thought was amazing. And then they called me on my phone to ask me if everything was okay, which it was. So I went back and ordered a bunch more stuff, which I'm really looking forward to receiving. I tend to prattle, and I'm not going to edit this. I wonder how many people are going to look at it. If I do an interesting drum solo at the end, maybe I'll get 2,000 comments saying, "Wow, that was a great ending." Whereas actually what I want is that was a really helpful and informative video. I realise there's only about 3 or 4 potentially helpful and informative points in this video, But hopefully as I do more of them, I'll get better at it. So this is Siggy signing out. Finally. Bye. Bye. Where's the phone?